Good evening, American Curmudgeon here. Just thought I'd see if I can make a really cool sort of nighttime video with this camera and tell everyone how I became an atheist. I was raised in a very religious family. My father's side of the family is primarily made up of Roman Catholics, very traditionalist Roman Catholics. Particularly my father, he's very, very conservative. There are times where he could make Mel Gibson look like a liberation theologist. My mother's side of the family are largely Wisconsin Synod Lutherans. They tend to be a very, very fundamentalist, literalist denomination. For the longest time, I really did buy in to the things that my parents taught me. I was opposed to abortion. I was anti-gay. In high school, I even called a classmate a whore because she said that there was nothing wrong with premarital sex. At the time, I was wondering why I was the one being sent to the principal office and not her. This whole paradigm changed for me when I went to college. Yes, I did go to one of those evil secular colleges where they teach you atheist philosophies and blasphemous lies, as my more conservative relatives claimed. The chinks in the armor started to form when I went to start taking some basic philosophy courses. Of course, it didn't happen overnight. I didn't walk into the class where we discussed the existence of God versus the non-existence of God and come out an atheist. No, but I have to admit that actually learning what the real arguments were for atheism, rather than the straw man arguments my relatives and my fellow my Christian friends and neighbors would often quote, it was revealing. It really got me to thinking at first. It didn't, and as I said, it didn't start right away. I came out of those courses relatively still a right-wing church-going Roman Catholic. Then, as time went on, I actually started to apply what I learned in those classes to what I thought. And from there, I went from this hardcore, anti-abortion, anti-gay Catholic to something more of a deist at first. Maybe there is a God, maybe there is some sort of creative force that formed the universe, but maybe it's not the Christian God. Maybe it's a God that just really we don't understand yet. Then as time went on, and I started actually learning more and more, I actually for a time majored in history, and I learned about medieval history and the things the church was doing during that time, all the horrible, terrible things, I might add, it was doing during that time. And then I started to think, okay, maybe there is a God or there isn't a God. I kind of became what is more colloquially known as an agnostic. I mean, I do realize the true definition of agnostic, but of course there's the public definition, which is sort of this undecided view on the issue of the existence of a deity. And then, as time went on, something snapped. Something just clicked in my mind. I guess this happened around the time I was switching from a history major to a journalism major. And at that point, I just started saying, I can't believe this anymore. None of this makes sense. Theists will often quote, and I'm paraphrasing myself here, Dostoevsky, when he says, "Those who don't believe in God are willing to believe anything." But who's the one asking to believe in unbelievable things? You're asking me to believe that a man, after being crucified, rose from the dead 2 days later. You're asking me if the same man could cure blindness and leprosy and other infirmities just by laying his hands on them, or making mud poultices and smearing it into the eyes of those who can't see. You're asking me if this man could multiply foodstuffs for hungry crowds. Who's the one who really believes in unbelievable things? And at this point, this is the point where the theist will, of course, say, well, I have faith. Well, what's that really worth? Yeah, you have faith. So what? So what if you have faith? Does that mean it happened? Does it... I mean, I don't have... As an atheist, I don't have faith that evolution is true. I've got at least 150 years of reliable, peer-reviewed data to back up my claim that all life on this earth, on this planet, shares a common ancestor, including us. But all you have is faith. And what do you back that up with? We've got an ass backwards in this society. We live in a society where faith is a virtue and skepticism is a vice. How did that happen? Oh well. Guess it's time for me to pack it up and head to bed. Subscribe, rate, comment. Pleasant dreams, and American Atheist out. Stay off my lawn.